It's either going to be the Juicy Kids or Team Secret. They're going to be falling out of this tournament with no chance to be in Championship Series next season. So let's go ahead again and get into this best of 7 with the commentary. It's going to be Achieves and Findable Carpet. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Axel. And they're split. They're split Carpet. And I don't blame them because it's a really, really tough one. You're really splitting hairs when you have to try and pick a victor for this one.
I didn't realize Axotos was such a cold, heartless man. He's like, time to kick somebody out. Let's do it.
Well, see you now.
Yeah, one of these teams is going home. Let's check it out, guys. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, they're not going home.
Yeah, that's true.
One of them goes to Rival Series. So
yeah.
does that count as home?
I guess the good part is, like, there's really, like, yes, there's obviously a winning and losing scenario here.
Yes.
But there's still a competitive place for you to settle. And I actually have really enjoyed seeing what the RLRS just does for teams. It forces them to stick together. Previously, if you just started following, like this season, most seasons, like, nothing is locked in until the day before sign-ups.
Roster shuffle.
It is actually unbelievable. Like, teams break up so easily because of the frustration of losing, and I get that. It's like, well, I work really well with this guy. I know for a month we did okay, but now we're doing terribly, and now I'm working better with this guy. Why not? What's the point of not breaking up? But now they have spots to hold in RLRS, RLCS. Everybody can admit qualifiers suck to go through.
They're hard.
So this is a huge. I mean, this is one of the biggest games for both of these teams. Really trying to, and they still have to do one more from here. So this is not a qualifying match. This is to try and move on and go forward.
Well, we find our way back into familiar territory with DFH Stadium. We move from the realm of uncertainty about who is going to win into our nice, comfy, cozy Rocket League casting chairs, and the kickoff currently in favor of Coca, who I thought might have just got away with one for free to start things off.
I think what makes this so difficult to predict is kind of the big spread between their opponents that they were going against last time. Each team really seeming a bit outclassed here and there. You know, 4-1 in one series and 4-2 in another. So it wasn't as close as it could possibly be. So we'll see how they fare against each other.
I did say on the desk, it will be interesting to see how much space Continuum is able to find when boxed into their own half, because Fnatic really did such a nice job keeping the midfield really locked down as Coca wants 2 off the back wall, and hello, Coca, he's back. He's got more party time for us, Carter.
There he is. Coca, the substitute right now, coming in for Juicy Kids, but right now, a fantastic solo play from him. Getting the first angle was the hardest one. That first touch to put it to the backboard in a reachable location was the hardest touch. The second one was a little more routine for players with this skill. Well played by Coca.
The great caveat of players of this skill who are actually good at the game. Because if we try that, we're never gonna. We'll miss the backboard somehow.
1 in 20.
It's the shot we make in free play, but never in the match. As Tylacto to the corner, killer number 7 just takes it away. And Coca will throw this all the way back into space. A little bit of a reset. If you remember, Stocky from our first game of the series was all over the defensive side of things for the Juicy Kids. This Flame can't quite get it through. Killer number 7. Stocky with a big miss and a chance to clear. Continue him out into the middle. Tylacto gets to take it away. I don't even think we've seen the ball move into the blue half.
No, honestly, Juicy Kids have had a lot of control, but nothing threatening aside from that first touch. Team Secret have just doing some textbook defense, pushing it to the corner, grabbing enough boost to continue on. But now we can see Juicy Kids, they have no problem all 3 retreating the net and clearing it back out.
Flame, probably not a lot of boost in the midfield as he let that ball fall to the ground. Continuum just throws it out to the side. Tylacto wisely takes it away from Killer and has to buy a lot of time. Does a great job of it. Stocky wins a big challenge though. And Flame with some space to work with. Launches it downfield right at killer number 7. And again, we talked about that in our first series. It's like he had all the time he could ever want. And they end up just throwing the ball away. Tylacto to the side. Long clear downfield. Killer number 7 throws one over to Stocky into the corner. Coca will be the second one there. Got nice and high though and kept it Out in front, killer number 7 looking for a pass out in the middle, and Stocky met by Continuum.
And that quick turnaround, that pace from Juicy Kids right now, it seems that they're more comfortable when turning it around, and Stocky will push it over a Team Secret flare to put them 2 goals up.
And a nice goal here from Stocky. Tylacto just a little bit too slow going around. Continuum taking too much time. He needed to get that all in the nose and towards the corner. Unfortunately, just tapped it away.
I mean, that's the tough time. That's when you would think you'll have time. You saw Continuum all the way up on that wall. You wouldn't think he'd want to come down and continue with, the push on that to try and get the 50-50. He thought he had some time for that, but he couldn't be more wrong, and now they're going to have to deal with 2 goals differential.
This is a nice little play from Stocky to killer number 7 to get it past the midfield line and back into the orange. Killer number 7 wants 2 out of the side wall, right down towards Flame. Flame has been such a bright spot for Team Secret all season long. A huge offensive force, and really also their defensive saving grace as well. Leads the team in a lot of different categories.
Now, you spoke on it not being in the half of Juicy Kids very often. Right now, we have 8 shots to 0. Team Secret hasn't shot a single one. They have 5 saves on the board.
Make it 1.
There it is. The only shot they've taken. Tylacto sinks it in. They're eventually able to push it through. We see all 3 people from Juicy Kids at that midfield. Stocky trying to play defense, but Flame going for the weak or negligible touch. Didn't even do anything with it, and it bounced out to Tylacto in support.
And it also worked out because Continuum, while coming off that back wall, caught a little piece of Stocky while he was up there as well. Really limited his options on defense, but a chance to get it right back, and that will be chucked into the corner courtesy of Tylacto. Coca drops it for Continuum, a freebie for Team Secret, and Stocky quick to get out in front. Flame has a lot of time, picks the top left, and Stocky will chuck it into the corner. Now a nice little offensive sequence being put together here by Secret. Just a matter of time if they can put it in the back of the net, because that's the big question maker. 62 seconds remaining as Flame out in front again, and it's a really great job out of the midfield. It's got to feel good to finally put a long drive like this together after you've really been stuck on your own half all game.
Yeah, they really have kept it right now in the Juicy Kids half for quite some time. Over a minute, Flame trying for the solo play. Continuum to meet him there.
Went for the pinch, came up empty. Tylacto hard off the back wall. Killer number 7, nice timing. The time keeps ticking. Stocky the first one to it. Tylacto takes it away. Coca towards the net. It is going to be saved by Flame, but they need to get this ball out of their own half. Killer number 7. Stocky actually gives a lot of ground, and Coca just throw this one to killer number 7 and waste more time. Off the back wall, Flame forward. Final 10 ticking down. Tylacto needs a tough read. Flame's already in the right spot. However, right to Tylacto. It's beautiful, and it's off the mark. Coca clears it into the corner. The final 3 seconds. Does it hit? Can't get the read. Juicy Kids in game 1. A close one, though.
Yeah, even though Juicy Kids had absolute domination on the shots scale, just look at the difference right there. It's actually kind of nuts. Team Secret, when they did have control, it looked like they were almost able to sink that second one. And that last read right from Tylacto, almost a chance for them to tie that up. Their first shot was their first goal as well, which is something to be had. That kind of shows that Juicy Kids are good at keeping control. Both of the teams are probably good at, the transitional boosts as we spoke on. And for those of you that might not know how that works, essentially those midfield boosts are a really good indicator of, can you move up? Do you have the resources, essentially? It is the only resource in the game. You need to be able to move and move quick. The faster everybody gets, the more necessary it is that you have boost in the tank. So if you can't get those midfield ones, you spend half your boost getting from your net.
From one boost to the other boost.
Yeah, you spend half your boost getting from net to that midfield, and if then it's gone, you don't really have people to support you. Most of your attacks are going to feel weak or empty-handed. A lot of times that's when you give it up, because you just give it a good smack because you have nothing left to support. You can't follow it through, and there's really no point in following something through if you can't stay the 50-50 behind it, because then you're just catching yourself out of position. A lot of times if you're going to follow, you'll boost behind it. You'll see people just stay behind a ball so that if it does get hit, they can keep somewhat possession of it. They can go for the 50-50. So, I think that's what was going on in the first half. Juicy Kids doing a really good job of keeping the rotations in, making sure that they had them going. Yeah, make sure they had that drive, but it turned back around. And Juicy Kids, Team Secret nearly turned it around at the end.
Yeah, and to be fair to Team Secret's credit, throughout that entire first part of that game, a really nice job. Sure, you don't want to be making a lot of saves. But of course, the ability to make all those saves, keep the game close, only a 2-goal game despite being under all that pressure. And then, like you said, making it a really close one, had a pretty solid chance there at the 0-second mark. And it was just surprising. I thought they would have a little bit more space to work with just because they're not quite as fast as Fnatic out of the midfield. So really, a nice job from the Juicy Kids roster to keep up that speed out of the midfield, keep the same amount of pressure on them.
I mean, two big things to note from the game that we casted earlier, the first game of the day with the Juicy Kids. Stocky on defense, phenomenal touches from him. Just look at the angles he can make and how much power he can put on it no matter where he's dealing with it. And killer number 7 has already come out of the gates as a phenomenal striker. I know he always has been, but he really seems to be shining today. In that first series, a lot of really nice angles, difficult things to get to, but he's consistent. He's doing it over and over again. And even if it doesn't have a lot of power, it's still a threat enough to make a defender make a move.
Yeah, killer number 7 has been a brilliant offensive force all rival series for the Juicy Kids, and like you said, definitely putting it on display here today in the promotion tournament. As Stocky tries to get them off to another nice start here in game number 2, Continuum and Tylacto have other thoughts. Stocky maybe a little bit too early rotate, went towards the corner, left Coca in a tough spot. Tylacto takes it home.
All 3 players from the Juicy Kids down and grounded. Killer coming off the wall. Usually you suspect one person to be on the wall to try and read that one person on the ground, but they were all faced the wrong direction. They all had their butts faced to the ball, which makes it that much harder for you to get up and put your body behind it and get momentum to clear it out. And you'll see Team Secret taking advantage.
Flame has the boost to keep it alive. Killer number 7. Nice job staying right with him. Continuum sizing up Stocky way late to the ball, however. A chance for the Juicy Kids the other way. Killer back wall, already 2 up there. Flame and Continuum both. Stocky goes through 1. Tylacto taking his time out of the corner. Continuum will get cleared and met by killer number 7 immediately. Missed the tap down and out, however, and Coca just has to wait on this side wall. And I think this is really where we need to see a lot of adjustments from Team Secret. They did a great job in their series versus Fnatic in game 2. Like we said, only the 3rd time Fnatic has been shut out all season. They made some great adjustments. Now they have to do the same thing here, and that is not going to do it. Killer number 7 slides one in.
No, able to find this opening. We see Continuum on the far outside, Flame and Tylacto. Just a mixture of committing in interesting ways, not knowing where your teammates are, not truly communicating, and also losing control of it. If you know that you're last man back, that's when you need to keep, that's when you slow it down. That's when you keep your body behind that ball, because a hard clear could result in just as harder of a clear.
You at least have a chance.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Flame cut a very sharp angle, unfortunately not on target. Towards the corner, high up that side wall. Coca again to Flame. I remember the first time I saw Flame. It was in a Gfinity 2v2. And that was at the time K-Dop and Fairy Peak were one of, okay, I take that back, not one of. They were definitely the best. And Flame gave them a run for their money, and he makes them here in the promo tournament.
He didn't want to let you finish your story, but I think he told it right there. Flame, an incredible player, supporting Tylacto, all 3 in the corner, and that's the high risk, high reward there from Team Secret. Granted, one of their players that was retreating, I believe Continuum, was faced backwards, so ready for a retreat, but had that been a hard pinch or clear, would have spelled a lot of danger for Team Secret.
He wants it again, a great pass off the back wall. Continuum actually, or Coca, excuse me, came up empty, needed some help from Stocky. Tylacto to Killer, out to Stocky. It's a long drive into the middle of the pitch, and it will get pushed right back into the blue corner. Halftime approaches slowly but surely, a big miss. Perhaps a fake from Secret. Either way, Coca ends up in control. High pop and no bumps. Continuum able to find the clear.
He tried, but this could still be a very bad place for Team Secret. They spent all their boosts going back. Only one of them has anything. Tylacto. Continuum has now gotten boost, but he's at midfield, and they do get it clear. They bought themselves the time, and they're out of that situation.
An ability to, even when you're scrambling back on defense, and you have to make a tough play, really been tested all day long, and here's a chance to go up by 2. Stocky dives in front, throws it into the corner. Flame, a little bit of a bump from Stocky there off the side wall. Pass to Continuum, up too slow. Stocky clears it away. Again, anytime on defense, who's up there? It's Stocky, of course.
His default is to drop back. He likes having eyes on his teammates. He can play very well reactively off of how they're approaching the ball and how they're interacting. So his default is to kind of drop back, get sights on everything, and be that last man on net.
Killer picks a spot right at the defender. Coca somehow Flame able to get in front. I did not think he would have the time to even think about doing that. And a great save from Team Secret.
The one downside sometimes of Stocky wanting to be in the back is that he might not be there for the kind of risky committal, gotta finish, this is open, whatever vague thing I'm doing here.
The put him down.
Yeah.
Continuum doesn't have a lot in that tank, just cannot follow that ball through to Lacto. Gets pushed right through. Flame has to make a tough read, and no! Hero save from Stocky. Wrong net, though.
Stocky just trying to retreat and cross net, potentially get a bump on the way, but he will inadvertently get a save to a goal that would have tied his team up. That just happens sometimes. I think he was in a fine place.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
It hurts. It really does. You're like, did I just do that? Yes, I did. And the worst part is when you can see it coming.
Yeah.
Because you know you dive across the net like that, you're like, please don't hit it at me.
Like I don't even think that his teammate would have been mad at that. Like he's talking, the moment he shot it, he's like, oh no.
Off the ceiling, Stocky
Nice
tried
shot.
to pick the right side. Continuum already going to shut it down off the ceiling, and that was also across the goal mouth. How about a third attempt? Juicy Kids really ramping up the pressure here in the last minute. A huge missed clear. Tylacto to Continuum, and they get it right back.
I really wanted to see Stocky make that ceiling shot. Oh, amazing clear. That's what he's capable of. He does it so often. Can turn things around for his team in just a moment.
Oh, but they needed that one. And final 10, killer number 7, make sure to give himself the space he needs. Far more important to keep that huge insurance goal out and make sure you give yourselves a chance at 0 seconds. But Flame actually might have hit it too hard, and it doesn't matter. They slap it down into the ground off the side wall. Secret tie things up here for game 2.
1-1 in this best of 7. I would not be surprised. As a matter of fact, I expect to see a game 7 out of these teams all the way to the end.
It has to.
Yeah, I mean, trade and control back and forth, but that does show a lot of balance. This game is heavily reliant on a little bit of momentum that your team can gather up again from getting those boosts, making sure that you can take the shots. Because essentially, if you take an amazing shot to a corner and it gets saved, right? But look what you've done. You've made a defender need to use a lot of boost, need to react, need to do something he didn't want to. No one wants to make saves if they can avoid it. It might put him in a weird place. He might land weird. He might not have great recovery. Sometimes they smack off the post and then bounce a couple more times. So you've forced the player into your hand. And the more that you can do that, the more that you're making them like, okay, now you save this. Okay, now you have to save this. Pace. You're controlling the pace. You're controlling where they're positioned. And then from there, you know, if he's going to make a save, you know his only option is to push it to this corner. He doesn't have a lot of options.
He has very few cards in his hands that he can really surprise you.
He's either let it in or save it. All right, I guess I'm going to save it. And they never want to save it out into the middle because it's so risky unless someone is there. So he's going to push it to the corner. And guess what? Your teammate's waiting in the corner. And you keep doing that over and over again. And that's where you see defenses break. Some styles go for that midfield short passes, which is usually where you see that. They don't even bother with the whole breaking defense. Like, your defense just can't do this because you're not going to be able to save this because the shot is coming from such a weird place.
Well, you say momentum. You've seen Team Secret all season long. I mean, you'd think it'd have to be Flame. I'm curious to get your opinion, Carpet, on what you think generates momentum. Is it a big solo effort? Is it a huge team play? Like, what do you think gives your team that little mental edge to get them back in it?
It is so tough, and it is so different depending on the person. Some people really feel good when they can help their team out individually, and a lot of people just love watching their team flow as a as a whole core, as a 3-man team. And I think Team Secret is one of those that like to work together when they can get the passing plays in. When they work individually, they don't seem to have designated roles per se. Oh, Coca.
That's twice. He got a pretty sweet touch off the ceiling earlier, and I was like, please let this be a goal-scoring opportunity, because it would have been so pretty. And it's actually interesting to try and keep track of how Coca's performance has been improving throughout just this day, because, of course, we haven't seen him all series long in Rival Series. If you remember versus Envy in the first series, kind of struggled to generate a lot of score. He's definitely been able to pick it up here a little bit versus Team Secret. Stocky with a misclear, or a mispass, not a clear. I hope he's not trying to clear the ball.
Yeah.
At least not on that
Cleared
side.
into net.
Oh, a little bit of a double commit here from Secret. They've got Flame lined up, though. He has to buy time because he knows his teammates have to land, though. There's not going to be a guy there.
Yeah, he slowed things out just a little bit, but a quick turnaround from Juicy Kids that was actually very well played. But sadly, they could not have the third follow-up. Not an opportunity worth fighting for.
Lacto went for that bump in net. Flame may be expecting to clear to the sidewall. Makes sure to keep it under control. That's one that at least puts you in panic station. He didn't get on the train. It's Flame to the side. Lacto, not the best touch forward. It went a little bit too high, and that allows Stocky to come in and take it away. Killer to the back wall. Continuum tracks it down, and again, we feel like we've slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, only a single shot the whole game.
Yeah.
Only one from the Juicy Kids. Now two shots
Flame,
the whole
all
game.
right.
Oh, there it is.
Right. I love it.
Team Secret trying to awaken this game up just a little bit. The double touch off the backboard. Flame following that. Killer actually thought he almost had that read, to be honest, but he put it at an angle. Flame knowing someone would be coming across that. 3 minutes left. The first shot for Team Secret and the first goal as well.
I remember on Twitter a really long time ago, Flame received a lot of praise from a lot of, okay, never mind. Killer number 7, you do whatever you want.
Yep. I'm actually going to watch Continuum. No, he definitely had the boost for this. He had 95 boost. He just barely misread that. So what Continuum was aiming to do was to drop it gently into the corner so they didn't have a hard bounce. It didn't clear out. They could follow up and get control. He still had 60 boost by the time that went past him.
Do that finesse.
But when you think too hard about the finesse, especially when you're playing defense, sometimes if you're just off by a few pixels,
that's all it takes.
Happens. Yep.
And killer number 7 will not be able to capitalize. Lacto out of nowhere, and it doesn't matter. Party time's back. Love it.
Just missing that, an absolute mind game here. Stocky. Oh no, Lacto wanted to say he would have had it too. Had that shot happen, they would have been able to clear that out. But he entirely whiffed it. I cannot determine if that was on purpose or not. That very well could have been on purpose. He very well could have done that on purpose.
The world will never know. It's just like getting to the center of suckers. You will never know.
Yeah, you'll never know.
It's Lacto towards the side. Stocky, a great bounce off the corner. Can he get it himself? And Flame is not even going to allow the chance.
Stocky, he's been so creative on offense this game. He really, between his attempts at stealing shots, trying to find it in midfield, doing back passes as well. He's not just a defender.
Oh, Continuum just gets tackled by Coca out of the sky. And Stocky with a little bit of a deke on the challenge, and thankfully Flame says, I've had enough of this. We're going to the other side of the field. And again, it's a tight game under the 2-minute mark. Secret fighting for an equalizer.
Nice defense from Killer.
Continuum towards the side, so patient, not a lot of space. Killer number 7 made a quick cut on that ball. Flame in a one-on-one, he's so dangerous, he cuts him down.
There it is, and these are difficult to do. The control Flame has, the moment that this ball touches his car, he knows he's in a 1v1 situation, he keeps his car underneath it, waits for that second flip, forces that defender out, and as a defender, that's the best you can do, is honestly hope he didn't get full control of that ball within the single touch that he had. Contested, assuming for a
you
flick.
Try and close the distance.
There's nothing he can do. He's got too many options. He can do nothing. He can flick it. He can shoot it. He can drop it to the side. There's too many options for a defender to read.
And it requires such great car control as well.
Yeah.
It's too easy to take that wide cut out to the left and really tip your hand a little too early, and Flame just light cut just to the outside of the ball, still under it, and there is no stopping that one, like you said. Hard off the back wall. He wants into the top right. Lacto to help out. And Stocky again out of the side.
Flame didn't quite have that angle, but to be fair, it's because the defender was cutting it off. May not have looked it, but Flame here he is carrying it all the way across. Round 1, but out of boost now.
Lacto lends a helping hand. Stocky again in charge on defense, right in front of the net. Coca nails the touch this one. It's Killer number 7. Right to Lacto, keeps it close and not punished. Stocky throws it off the bar. I guess it's the post and bar. The bar's on top. Lacto around the corner. Flame had the right read, just a little bit too early. That's how fast he is.
A little bit, yeah. He's too fast for his own good. Here's another. Oh, getting around Continuum. Nearly Lacto, but he waited patiently for that touch. Lacto's reaction time's more than quick enough to deal with that. And now we will see this game
overtime.
Overtime. That's kind of a collective. Let's all let this go. Let's reset.
Take a deep breath. You need those 3 seconds to reset yourself. And you can't really blame them. They've had a heck of a road to get here. Juicy Kids. A solid run through the rival series. Secret. Some struggles up in the championship series. And now whoever comes out on top gets to continue with a chance. The loser will find themselves not into the back of the net. Stocky throws it wide. The loser finds themselves down in the rival series. Flame, an uncharacteristic mistouch, just opted for the second best thing and pushed the guy coming forward out of the way. And again, a couple of missed touches here from Team Secret, and killer number 7 hands it right back. Is it a breakaway? It will. Team Secret walk away with a win in game 3 off of some really interesting midfield play on both sides.
Yeah, demolition at midfield will be just enough to remove one. Even if he was there, though, I don't think they could have retreated back. All 3 up. Both teams wanting to support, doing the 2-man passing plays, trying to get in their opponent's half, but when you do that in overtime, you are at a slight risk, and you're really relying on your defender to stay where he belongs. The moment he cheats up, the moment he gets antsy, you'll see a situation like that. The demolition secured it for sure, and now Team Secret will go up in the series 2-1 in this best of 7.
And that big difference maker, that 1v1 dribble by Flame. Without that goal, they don't walk into overtime, so
yeah.
A huge standout performance from him again. He's he's led the team in score all series long. It's like he's been an absolute, he's insane. He's so good. And he kind of reminds me, like if you were to take a player from like NA or something, he reminds me a lot of like Justin. Because he's a lot of like, he's this driving force for his team, scores a lot of goals, generates a ton of score. It's like he's everywhere on the pitch, and it's really curious to see what he's going to do next season.
He came in with a lot of confidence, and this being such a team-aspected game, knowing that you have to work together, sometimes just having that one guy in the lead, just having the confidence to go up for stuff and to make the calls, even if this person might, I'm not saying he's being greedy, but if this person's going for things they really shouldn't, but
if he's Quinn Lobdell and ball hug.
Exactly. Even if Quinn Lobdell can do a good job of telling his team when he's going for things and they can play around him, then they can still do a really good job. It's really just making sure that you work as a cohesive team. You don't need to have a perfect positioning. Yes, there's a better option most of the time of who should go for it, right? So whoever's closer is almost always going to be the one to go for it, even if they don't have a great touch. So if I'm closer but I have a bad touch, I'm going to now make it so that the guy who's farther can get a better touch.
An easier touch, yeah.
So all I can do is maybe touch it mid gently around the guy. So I'm just going to beat one of their defenders, get it mid so that my player who's watching this happen, who technically has the better angle, but is farther, now has a better shot and a good angle. Yeah. So that's the whole kind of working together as a team thing. And in the heat of the moment, figuring out who's going for that is so tough.
And we even saw Flame, like just that one goal where out in front of the net, he got a nice bounce out of the corner, and he was out in front of the ball because it's like he was in the right spot. He had pretty good timing, but he's just timing. Not
the best timing, pretty good.
Well, yeah. Does that? Okay, you're right. The technical definition of timing. You were correct. His timing was wrong. But execution flawless. Thank you. That is the word I wanted. Execution.
It's like every time I throw a dart at a dartboard, I technically had a bullseye because it was straight at the target, but my timing was off when I let go, so I didn't get a bullseye.
Okay, there we go.
I hit the board, so there's a world where if my timing was perfect, I would have hit the bullseye.
I love that. That's great. We've moved on to game number 4. Beautiful mountain in the background. Manfield's a brilliant map. And everybody just splits off for Team Secret. They say, you know what? We don't want any of this. You guys take the ball. And thankfully, it works out. They grab some boost. Tylacto had a chance at the net. And Continuum fires the secondary chance. Team Secret put a pretty strong grip on this series if they were to come up with a win here in game 4. Killer, Koga, and Stocky. It's a long road back when you need to win 3 in a row. Flame off the back wall over to Tylacto, keeping it nice and high. Finally drops down into that corner. Killer number 7 scrambles, and Tylacto So close. Timing perfect.
Timing. Yep.
Execution just off.
That bounce caught everyone off guard, to be fair, right in that corner. Not a single player able to read that on offense or defense, so the panic didn't get punished.
Yeah.
Because I think there was a little bit of panic on both sides.
Killer number 7, a little bit of a surprise from Stocky to challenge that. Continuum lurking. Telacto just delays, and everybody on Team Secret will scramble back to grab some boost. A little bit of a double commit on the back wall. Needs some help from Continuum. Stocky almost out in front. And recovery effort from Telacto successful. Flame right there to meet it. Just a little bit behind, however. Stocky upfield to Coca. He missed the boost in the corner. He's going to have to waste some time. And Flame with a nice bump on Stocky, taking out one of the attackers, and it gives him plenty of time to recover. And, more importantly, his teammates behind him.
There was one stuck in net. Team Secret looking for that counterattack. Will this be it? No, Coca easily able to push that into safety.
Coca off the ceiling, right towards Killer. Big miss. Flame has a chance. Not a lot of boost. He opts for the pass. A great heads-up play, because when you know you're not going to get the strongest touch, ask for a little bit of help. Telacto was right there. Just unfortunate they couldn't put the ball in.
And oh, I was hoping for 4. I wanted 4 whiffs in a row.
Were you keeping track?
Yeah, well, oh!
Whoa, that's not a whiff. That's a great save from Continuum. Coca Flame gives it over to Killer, down to Continuum again, and Coca's figuring out where he needs to be.
What
and
is
says,
happening?
You know what, I'm going to grab some boost. This is just a scramble.
This game right now has been so many small ball plays. Short, I don't even know how much is intentional, to be fair. Seems like a little bit of scrambling here and there on both sides, whether on offense or defense.
What was that post on Reddit a long time ago? It's like, my preferred strat in Rocket League. Step 1, hit the ball. Step 2, divine intervention. Step 3, goal.
That's pretty much how most of us do it.
And Stocky to the sidewall. Flame, maybe unintentionally helping that back towards his own half. Thankfully, Continuum paying attention in the net. Off the ceiling, Flame and Telacto figure out where they would need to be, and that will be cleared away, courtesy of Coca and Killer number 7. Stocky again. The man with the plan out in front of the net.
Very quiet game so far for both of these teams.
Very.
We see 5 shots to 3, 5 for Team Secret, only 3 for the Juicy Kids.
Stocky, no chance. Flame out into a little bit of space. Things will reset themselves. Again, Stocky led his team in saves on the season and assists at .79, which is kind of surprising if you think about it. For a man who spends so much time back, he's done a great job of generating second opportunities for his team, and they've done a nice job of converting them all season long.
I mean, even just watching him so far this series, and the previous one, he's always looking for a pass. He's rarely trying to take a shot unless it's totally open up for him. He doesn't feel the need to do that. I think he'd rather, you know, kind of unveil something larger when he's going up for it. Yeah, I could maybe make a shot here, but I bet you if I get it around 1 and dribble this out, we'd have an easier one coming up right after.
Again, Stocky the clear down into space. Telacto, nice long clear into the corner. Flame, he's had some great touches out of those corners today. Fortunately comes up empty, and the last chance might belong to Juicy Kids. Over to Telacto, and that does not quite take the hardest cut towards the net. Stocky hands one back, and it's over Continuum's head. All right, overtime 2 games in a row. Secret came out on top last time. The Juicy Kids have what it takes when in such a, there's no other word for it than stalemate of a game.
A lot of respect on both sides of this.
Telacto right towards the corner. Continuum a lot of space to work with, and still out in front of Telacto. Off the back wall, Flame, so dangerous, and Killer number 7, really nice read. Get out there, close that distance early. You cannot give that man any space, because he is definitely proven he can make more than their fair share of people pay the price for not letting him do what he wants.
I think a lot of the players right now have tunnel vision to bit this match. It really feels like they're hitting a ball up saying, like, someone's going to get to this, right? As opposed to looking for someone to directly give to. That's kind of, it seems to be the side effect of both of these sides. Just wanting that first goal without having to give it too much. Because, again, some silly goals already have been scored this series. Oh, the bump.
Whoa, they give it to Coca.
Oh!
Yes, that is, yes. That was the correct vocal onomatopoeia that is required for that scenario.
quick reactions from Tylacto. We'll keep this in the corner. But right now, the Juicy Kid have had a lot of controls.
It's so surprising. There's been such a scramble on the Team Secret side just to clear the ball.
There
Does
it
that
is.
do it? Huge demo. Coca, it's a real tough angle. Asks for some help, and Flame has recovered.
That was such a tough angle. Amazing for the demolition. Coca and Killer both going up for this. Tylacto and Flame won't be able to punish on that double commit. Not enough time or reaction. The angle just a bit too steep.
Stocky to Coca, not the best clear downfield. Flame cuts this one real hard. There is no way Continuum can pass that one back. Tylacto gives it over to Stocky and a long clear out of the Juicy Kids. Missed touch from Flame, that might be all it takes. You have to wonder, does it just come down to a mistake? Because at this point, both teams really struggling to generate that chance for themselves. That is a huge demo, though, but it doesn't matter. They don't have the ball.
They don't have control. He was hoping that somebody could have pulled it out. I think a mistake will definitely seal the deal right now. A lot of passive plays. I think that's why you see the Juicy Kids going for demolition.
Yes.
Because at this point, you can't bank on mistakes, and the kind of passive play style that both of the teams have adopted for this match won't exactly amount to a lot, because they're going up for the one shot and then kind of dropping back.
Stocky, no boost to Hayden when that happens. He actually got it right back. It would have been so pretty just to pinch that ball right into the net. Flame clears it all the way down the field, but I definitely like the demolition approach from Juicy Kids. It's really the one aspect that hasn't been tried. Finally, they demo one in the net, and it pays off. We say Juicy Kids are getting physical. Team Secret turn it around right there.
Yeah, they get a second demolition. That's this. They had just gotten one previously in their own half, and they take Stocky out of net, which forces Coca to get a very, very weak clear, and it will allow Continuum to finally end that overtime. To put
3 minutes.
Put the stake in that 3-minute overtime. Team Secret will take that match and continue living on.
And I feel like, I don't know how, but it feels like all those shots came in overtime.
Most of them did. It was like 3-3, 3 shots to 4 maybe before that started. Team Secret got a lot of shots in that overtime. Both teams going for that passive play. This is where they start to feel the pressure. It's getting a little closer to someone's fate being sealed. This is the first team we'll see be pushed out of this promotion tournament. They will have their spot in the RS, but they will not have a chance to either remain or get promoted, depending on which team this is, to go into the RLCS. They're starting to feel the pressure. One team's getting closer and closer and closer. Match point is there now for Team Secret. They have one more to win in this best of 7. But 1-goal games for most of these. Juicy Kids are right behind them.
And it was a really nice job of Team Secret overall this series, because actually Coca topped the scoreboard for his team that last game. And it's definitely something to be admired when you can keep Stocky and Killer number 7 both down to such a good extent. It's like, okay, yes, a previous game, not the cleanest.
Yeah.
We will happily admit that.
Get the broom.
But this is a new game, and if they are able to again keep Killer number 7, their huge offensive force, out of the back of the net, it's hard to bet against Team Secret. They've looked good. Flame, Tylacto, and Continuum, all 3 of them have done a really nice job contributing to the success of this team. And unfortunately, Juicy Kids, the offense, is stalling out just a little too much here in the latter part of this series. The back wall, Flame takes away that corner boost and the midfield boost as well. Coca just tries to throw this one into space by plenty of time. Again, midfield boost not spawning. We've said it time and time again, Carpet. Midfield boost, they're OP, man.
They really honestly are. You see, some possession getting given up, the more passive you are, the less you will hold control of that, which is why I think there was a lot of back and forth last game particularly, and I don't think much will change this. Although right now, Team Secret being on match point might feel a bit more confident. They have essentially 3 games to lose before they can potentially, be kicked out of this.
What's the worst that could happen?
Right? You could give up 1 for charity's sake,
It's Killer number 7 off the side. Continuum leaves this one for Stocky, gives a chance, and the nice demo in the net. Unfortunately, Coca just a little bit too far away. Let's Flame around. He wants it out in front. Somehow, Tylacto just sits on this ball, and it rolls its merry way in.
I mean, this is a dunk to end all dunks. knowing Stocky had, I mean, the angle that Stocky attempted for as well, very, very difficult. Had he pushed that to the corner, Tylacto would not have gotten a single bit of his car on that. But since Stocky's so good at clearing it, he went for the angle, and I guess Tylacto had seen him do it so many times this series. He's like, I know where you're putting this, buddy. Got it right in front. Give them the first goal.
Every time Team Secret has scored first in this series, they have won the game. Coca opened things up back in game number 1, 4:16 on the clock. And again, that was also a one-goal game. So you have to wonder if this is all it will take for Tylacto and Team Secret to keep their RLCS bid alive. Back wall, Flame trying to go all the way over to the far post almost, and just couldn't quite drop it down.
All three players from the Juicy Kids sitting in net, nearly committing for that. They were spread out quite a bit, but Coca, buying his time team with this hard clear, might not make much offensive pressure, but it did at least relieve them a bit of time to go gather some boost and get ready to play defense.
Ooh, Tylacto yields to Coca, has to make a tough save. As this one dropped down for Continuum, does his best to keep it close. Killer number 7 is in a 1-on-3, and he's like, please help me, teammates, and very glad they opted for the air dribble approach there.
The air dribbles can be both great and not so great at the same time. Use a lot. Oh, wow. Is that in?
That is it. Flame, please. Have mercy.
Is this another 50-50?
Yep. Just goes right through him out of the midfield.
It's going to be 2 directly through Stocky as if he wasn't even there. Trying to push that in towards Killer, who was following very, very close in support, a very close shadowing. But it will get pushed right past Stocky. Now 2 goals up. Team Secret looking to move forward in the promotion tournament.
Drop down. Stocky got a piece of that with his bumper. Coca's trying to keep the pressure up. And if you're the Juicy Kids, you need a goal right about here. You would like to give yourself more than enough time to come back and fight for another OT. Lacto out in front. Killer wins a challenge. I don't know if you can call it a win. It's more of a stalemate than anything, but it's a race to the other side. Coca out of the corner finds a clear. Slowing it down. Killer number 7 a little bit preemptive on the push forward. And you have to wonder if your Team Secret, you're up by 2. You start to take your foot off the gas a little bit, perhaps take those long, wide rotates back, or why change anything? You just keep it in their face the whole time. Tylacto does it himself out of the midfield. Okay.
So you would generally only see Team Secret try and push up when they know they have advantage, and in this situation, the only player that had boost that was reasonable was Stocky with 24.
Wow.
And I think they had noticed that. It's, you know, at this level, they're all very aware. They understand when someone's starting to get smothered out of boost when there's nothing left for them. So obviously, neither of these teams have any problem slowing things down and playing past if they need to. But once Team Secret realized, like, hey, we can make this spread a little bit bigger, why not?
And that 3-goal lead feels like a death grip with only 90 seconds to figure it out. Coca gets it tapped over his head in the corner. Killer number 7 towards the top. Stocky nowhere to be found. We saw that a lot in their first series as well. Stocky, because, like you said, he likes to play so far back, see the whole field, and really get a feel for what's going to happen. Sometimes he just can't cover the distance fast enough to really put that opportunity away. Goes under the 1 and right into the middle of the net. Where was Secret?
So Stocky managed to get a dribble, pop it around 1, and demolish him, and then pop it underneath Tylacto as the moment he came up for it. Flame trying to get a slow rotate back, thinking that at least that would be some kind of contest, which is a fair assumption.
It's like you hear me saying that, Stocky, you never do a lot on offense. He's like, watch this, Achieves, you idiot. I love it. Stocky, right through 1. Killer number 7 looking for a pass. Continuum cuts it down. 50 seconds remaining. Juicy Kids need something to keep the RLCS dreams alive. Stocky down. He wants to go under another one, actually towards the left side. Tylacto didn't bite. Flame in the corner. Stocky can't get through Continuum. Final 30 seconds. Juicy Kids. Team Secret edging ever closer to a huge victory, and off the back wall they need this one. Coca's too slow. He's really trying to figure out what Continuum was going to do with that ball. They rifle one towards the middle. Tylacto not the best clear, but they've all given ground to go grab boost out of the midfield, and 10 seconds left. that is more than likely going to wrap things up. Unfortunately, Juicy Kids have a heck of a show all rival series long. Start off so powerful, show a little bit of vulnerability in the middle, and it's a tough 4 and 5 weeks for them, but Team Secret, just the better team here today.
Well played by the Juicy Kids. It's always a pleasure to watch new teams for me, to cast new people, and I really want to give huge props to, honestly, everybody. Coca did a great job as a substitute.
Agreed.
Stocky on defense, being very creative on offense as well. Killer number 7, really opening up the day with some really good shots, even if they didn't really connect with the net.
Yep.
And there was a defender that he still was able to just make massive threats in his favor. But the Juicy Kids will now be done with this promotional tournament. They will hold a spot in the RLRS, but they will not be able to continue on today and try and take a new spot in the RLCS. Team Secret has a potential match. They have now made it into a qualifier match, but they've got another one to play if they want to move up.
Well, that's going to wrap it up. Team Secret over Juicy Kids in 6 games, or 5 games. 5 games.
I wasn't tracking.
4-1. 4-1. 5 games. Anyway, back to the desk.
Yeah, Secret stepping up absolutely when they have to on the edge, and the Juicy Kids will be playing in the rival series next season for the European region. And Secret, they keep their hopes alive. Now remember, they lost in their first match that they played against Fnatic, but they will be playing the loser of the next match to have a chance to get into the next season. Let's take a look at the Mobile One high performance replay from that one as Secret holds it down, able to handle Juicy Kids there and push through to a victory.
And this series at first looked like it might have been Juicy Kids. That first game, I told Secret to play defense, but not this much defense. They were just like, go ahead, Juicy Kids, do what you want, wherever you want. And Juicy Kids made them pay in that first game. After that, though, Secret was starting to find what they needed. It was a very slow series, though. And I think that did favor Secret because once in a while they would get a play from Flame or a play from Tylacto that would just put them over the edge to win those games.
Well, it did help that the Juicy Kids continued to pull defenders out of box way too early. And Secret had way too many opportunities at an open net, and at that level of gameplay, they're not going to miss those. Juicy Kids really missing the mark on defense for me. They did keep it close. 4 out of 5 games were within 1 goal, but in the end, ultimately failing.
But Secret's defense, 5 games, only giving up 6 goals. This is a step in the right direction for them going into the very important qualification match because they've been the worst defense ever from all seasons. So this is a good step in the right direction, but Fnatic and Envy are definitely on another level. So whoever does lose that match, Secret's got to be ready for it.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be watching closely this next matchup coming. They're going to be playing the loser. But I say we keep it going, guys. We're going to take another break here. But when we come back, it's time to find out our first team from the RLCS promotion tournament who will be advancing to the next season of RLCS. It's going to be Envy or Fnatic, a best of 7, coming up next.